What's up, everyone? How are we doing today? This bright and early Saturday morning. Awesome, Iron BK. Hello, welcome to the game. Welcome to the live stream. Jacob Daniels, good to see you here bright and early. I'm glad you were able to get up. Sorry you're not getting enough sleep. Jod, good to see you. Hi Patch, good to see you. We're not playing in your system today, but good to always have you on the live stream here. So, we are going to check out the most dangerous planet in Simple Rockets 2. Well, dangerous. It's Sergeaa, which is the kind of like the analog in Simple Rockets 2 to Venus. It's got a dense, thick atmosphere. It's close to the sun. It's super hot. It's a dangerous, bad place to be. Um, so we're gonna go there, and because it has such a thick atmosphere, I wanted to do something a little unique with the lander. So I've got a lander design loaded up onto this rocket. Show it to you now. This is the lander design, and what we can do. I pull this away. Yeah. Okay. So this is the entry capsule, basically. So this is what's going to hit the atmosphere. We're not going to do a circularization burn at Sergeaa like we do normally. We're just going to hit the atmosphere super hard because it's so thick that as long as we've got a good enough heat shield, we can hit the atmosphere and it'll stop us before we hit the ground, like well before we hit the ground. So we're going to have a huge, like a serious aero brake maneuver. This heat shield's going to keep us alive, and then this parachute is going to bring our velocity down to like 5 meters per second at 30,000. Like we'll be falling super slow at like the upper atmosphere, because it's just that thick. And then once we're comfortable with our velocity, what I'm gonna do is an aerial deployment of the rover. So this here is an inner stage, and it's going to break away. It's going to break away the heat shield in this little fuel tank, and it's going to expose. I can't hide it. There we go. It's going to expose our rover, which you may notice has wings on it, because we're going to try and aerial launch this rover. It's got a tiny little jet engine in the back, a couple small, slow wheels. I've tapered these wheels down. Basically, I've set their max RPMs to be pretty slow, so it'll crawl along on the ground. But if we want to go anywhere for real, we've got a little jet engine and these wings, which are going to fold out and deploy. So in the upper atmosphere, we're going to fold these wings out, deploy them, ignite the engine, and fly down to the ground. So that's the plan. The rover is kind of ugly. It's kind of simple looking. We may take a minute to like make this look a little nicer. I was really just trying to make sure this actually works. Like, before I tried to invest any time making it look pretty, I wanted to make sure that it worked. So it works. I tested the rover out on Drew. I was able to launch the rover from the surface of Drew, which tells me that it should be plenty powerful enough to launch to Sergeaa, or launch at Sergeaa, because the extra dense atmosphere makes your jet engines more powerful. There's more air to breathe, so more thrust to give you. So that is the plan. We've got this rocket. This rocket, I've been working on it the past couple of hours and this morning. It's kind of inspired by like the Delta class of rockets, kind of, with like the twin boosters and the just kind of the general shape. But I actually took a little inspiration from the Soyuz class rockets with kind of how the engine plate here is set up, and we've got 4 engines on all stages. So it's a little mismatch of a couple of different rocket designs. Nothing too special, just kind of what I was trying to play around with. One thing that I am very proud of is this little part right here is something I'm actually quite proud of. It's actually an XML edited fuel tank. It's not an interstage, that's a fuel tank. But we edited the texture type. So if I go to I've got the overload mod, which makes XML editing a breeze. We go down here, right here where it says style, I changed the style of the fuel tank from fuel tank to interstage, which gives it this look. And that's super cool, and I liked it. And then I added a little inlet ring down here to kind of give it a bottom off of, kind of like a little ring here. Let's just make that simple. 0 texture. There we go. So we've got like a little ring down here, maybe make it a little longer, like that. That's kind of like a structural piece around the engine. It's pretty. It's just aesthetic. All the aesthetic parts, all the decorative parts on this rocket are tinkered to have 0 mass. They don't interact with drag, and they don't collide, so they won't affect the performance of the rocket at all. Other than that, this rocket is not tinkered, so all the things that matter are not tinkered, not edited, not XML edited in any way. The decorative parts are just so that we're not wasting performance trying to make the rocket nice. So, I think that is it as far as breaking down the rocket and what we're gonna do. I'm very proud of this. It's a cool looking little rocket, and I have not actually flown this mission yet. So we're gonna try to fly this mission for the first time, and we're gonna see how it goes. I think it'll work on the first try. We may spend a couple of attempts troubleshooting it and making some adjustments, some tweaks, but I think it'll work. Let's hold on. Let's relaunch from the actual launch pad. That'd be nice. I don't want to launch from the runway. A rocket, not a plane. Alright, once this loads, here we go. So, I'm going to find... No, I don't want that. I'm going to find Sergeaa. Sergeaa. Whatever. Where are all my items? Okay, they're on. What the heck is this? Ah, never mind. That was an old mission that's still there. Yeah, so we're going to look for a transfer window now, which, let me pull up my handy-dandy spreadsheet. Sergeaa, transfer window. Home and transfer window from Drew is negative 103 degrees, and, oh, I better have my protractor. Protractor time. We're going to do a little transfer angle math here. So, negative 103 degrees means Drew needs to be behind Sergeaa by 103 degrees in its orbital angle. I'm going to let Sergeaa pass around the front of us real quick. Now let's get rid of craft orbit. Okay, so that's 0 degrees, and now we're adding, so it's past 90, but just past 90 degrees. So let's time warp till we're at 90. That's about 90 right there. Let it go a little further. Okay, let's see how that looks. I'm taking the protractor. Let's zoom in so I can see better. Nope, that's too far. My protractor's not that big. Okay, protractor is on the screen. 0 it on Drew. What am I seeing here? 90, 100, 110. I said 103, so we're a little past our optimal transfer window, but I think there's some grace in that. Okay, I think we're gonna, let's plan a maneuver, see if it works. But let's get into orbit first. Why don't we get into orbit first, guys, huh? Engines ignite. I'm gonna turn the volume of that down. That's loud. There we go. Alright, engines ignite. We're locked. Let's start pitching over now. And we're going. So these fuel tanks are, I believe the term is, someone corrected me on the live stream last time, they're onion staged. So the outer fuel tanks are feeding the inner fuel tank. So you see our outer fuel tanks, they're about the same size, but they have less fuel in them. And that's because they are dumping their fuel into our center fuel tank, which is going to allow our center fuel tank to burn for longer. Okay, so let's recenter on our rocket here. Scroll in. There we go. And we are launching. Let's go ahead and lock prograde for the rest of this flight. Do I recommend the realistic engine overhaul? I do if you're doing realistic solar system. If you are just playing in the stock system of Simple Rockets 2, I recommend the stock engine overhaul. It's the same rocket engines. It's all the same features. The only difference is realistic engine overhaul. There's the performance of all the engines are tweaked a little bit to make it more playable with realistic engine, or with the real solar system. So Simple Rockets 2 basically nerfed all of its engines in the interest of making kind of balancing the game a little bit, because the stock Juno system is actually kind of scaled down, and so because they scaled down the stock system, they also scaled down the performance of all the engines in the stock game. And then realistic solar system came along, and they realized, oh shoot, those engines that have been nerfed for the stock system are underperforming for the actual system to what a real rocket engine should be doing. Why don't we unnerf them? So the realistic engine overhaul de-nerfs all the engines in the game, as well as adding a bunch of new engine types. Stock engine overhaul adds all the same engine types, but keeps them nerfed so that it's scaled with the solar system. That's it. That's the difference. I recommend both of them, depending on what you're doing. I recommend both of them. They are really fun mods. I'm not running it right now. These are all stock parts right now, but I do recommend them if you're interested in modding the game. All right, we are almost in orbit. I'm going to go ahead and throttle down. Time warp up to our apoapsis. Ignite our engines again. This should get us into orbit. Yeah, this stage will get us into orbit and then some. Okay, we are in orbit. Now we need to burn kind of backward. So relative to the direction that Drew is pointing, we're going to burn so that we leave the backside of Drew. I'm going to start my burn node right about here. And then we're going to drag that out. That's the plan. Drag that out until we see... Oh, hold on. Change my sensitivity a little bit. There we go. That's going to take a long time. Okay, we're going to drag this until we escape. There's our escape burn. And we are too far ahead. That's okay. What time did you have to get up to set the live stream? I got up at 7 a.m. I usually get up at 7 o'clock in the morning. We're going to go ahead and do this burn. Even though it's not going to get us an intercept, we're going to go ahead and get into space. And then we'll make a correction burn at our periapsis to get our actual intercept. And now that we are out, I'm going to activate my first activation group, turn the lights and the antennas on for this guy. And we can stage through our fairing stage, which was in the wrong order for our flight. All right, we are just burning now. Giving it another 20 seconds on this burn, basically. Zapzan, welcome to the live stream. Thank you. I'm glad you like my videos. Gamer Dulo 21, there are no mods to mobile. That is correct. It has to do with permissions of the App Store and Google Play. Basically, you're not allowed to modify software on mobile phones. How do I get the lights to blink? It's a setting. If you go into like the parts editor when you're building the craft, you can change the properties of the lights, make them do different things. All right, so we are on our escape trajectory now from Drew. Everyone say goodbye to Drew. We are leaving it. And we just passed by. Did we just get... Oh, I think we had an intercept through Luna. That's interesting. Okay, so we hit Luna on accident, but that's fine. That didn't really change anything. Here we are. We are in interstellar space, and we need to make an inclination. That's right. Let's find the point where our orbit lines up. With Sergeaa. So, right about here. Yeah, right about there. We're going to make this inclination change. Oy, hey, that is an expensive burn. We may not be able to do that. How much delta V do I have in this stage? 4,000. Okay, no, we can do that. That's 4,314 meters per second delta V. This is going to cost us about a third, a little over a fourth, almost a third of our delta V budget, but we should have enough to make the next intercept, because from this point, it's very small adjustments to our orbit to get the intercept here. And we don't need to do a orbital insertion burn. We don't need to use our engines to reduce our velocity and get captured. We're just going to hit the planet as hard and as fast as we can and hope the heat shield. So we don't need all this extra fuel. We can make the expensive inclination change correction burn without any fear, I hope. Okay, so that's our inclination change. Our inclination, you can see now the blue and the green lines are pretty much lined up there. What I'm going to do is we need our orbit to touch Sergeaa's orbit in at least one spot. We're going to try and get these. That's the goal here. That should do it. So we are going to go ahead and do a burn here to lower our periapsis to Sergeaa's, basically. I'm actually going to cut this burn just a little early because we're a little inside the orbit. Not what I want. Okay, that's fine. We're just inside its orbit. Now we're going to make adjustments here. What I'm going to do is see, do I need to go this way? There we go. All right, so that's our intercept right there. Now this is a longer flight than if we had just gotten the intercept right away, for sure. But it's a little bit easier. It's a little simpler to do it this way because I don't have to like mess with my burn nodes for a long time. It's very simple, just correct inclination and then burn prograde or retrograde until the period of the orbit lines up and you have an intercept. And that's our intercept right there. Now we're going to try and get it to hit the planet by first trying to figure out where my orbit. If I go this way, burn anti-normal like that. That raises it up. We just want to see a little collision indicator as we hit the. That's it right there. Okay, that is our burn. 745 meters per second of delta V. We have 2,721. So much fuel. We have so much fuel for this. You're totally fine. Go ahead and ignite that engines. Now, here is what I'm actually afraid of with this. Is the wheels are a little funky. The wheels are a little funky with these kind of missions, and they, like last time I did something like this, the wheels like disappeared by the time I actually opened the payload bay, which was super weird and frustrating. Okay, so we're gonna need to do a correction burn. That burn was a little off, but we're gonna go ahead, time warp forward. And right about here, we'll do our correction burn shortly before we hit the planet. Maybe even closer, because I can't really see what I'm doing. I want to make a correction burn to make sure that we're on the collision course that we're planning. So let's do that. Come in, up, right there. And I want to crash on the sun-facing side of the planet, not the night side of the planet. Okay. We are on a collision course. I'm going to go retrograde. Time warp forward. Where is Sergeaa? There it is. Look at that. Beautiful. Okay, so let's take a look at where our orbit has us crashing. Oh, I kind of want to. I want to fly by that lava lake. You know what? I said we weren't going to land night side. We're not going to land night side. I still don't want to land on the night side of the planet. But what I do want to do is I want to land near enough to those lava lakes that we can explore those. Let's go a little bit that way. bit that way, a little bit that way. I want to check those out. A little bit more that way. We can land like right in the twilight. Yeah, kind of like right. More. That's kind of twilight area, yeah. Nova Aerospace, so how is this the deadliest planet again, other than small lakes of lava? So when I say deadliest, I mean it is probably the least hospitable place for people to be. So Volco, all of you, if you haven't seen before, Volco is a pretty deadly planet, right? It is super close to the sun, and half of it is melted entirely. And that's pretty deadly, right? We can all agree that's probably a bad place to be. But the backside of that planet is super cold, and actually you could stand there and be fine. Sergeaa, I think anything that lands on Sergeaa in reality, now in the game it wouldn't, but in reality, anything that lands on Sergeaa or Venus, which is another example, dies and is dissolved by acid rain within hours. It's not lava. Yeah, that is a quirk of Planet Editor. It is lava. To be clear, that is lava. But because this is a video game and not all that realistic, it's lava that you can stand in and walk around in without taking any damage. I don't remember what it's called in Planet Studio. It's something, but it is in fact lava. All right, we have staged. And we are about to hit the atmosphere. Coming in fast and hard now. So I think we're actually hitting the atmosphere. Hold on. We're hitting the atmosphere. Where is it? There. Okay, we're now in the atmosphere. We are 100 kilometers up and in the atmosphere already. So this is a very thick, very high atmosphere, and we're already like pretty deep into it as well. So heat shield is holding. Our temperature is increasing steadily. And we are falling. But everything looks okay. Okay, no damage. No damage. Heat shield held. All right. So the probe survived. Yeah, it's just water. There is no like lava in the game. It's meant to be water, or it's meant to be lava. So we are falling without the parachute. We're already down to 200 meters per second at what would be vacuum around Drew. This is, like I said, this is a crazy dense atmosphere. And this is going to heater for a while, ain't it? Yeah. Okay, so we're falling. We're gonna fall for a while. That's okay. And we're not falling fast either. You'll notice, like, we are falling fairly slowly and slowing down here. Let's deploy the parachute. We're at 40,000, almost 50,000 meters, and we're falling at 27 meters per second. Silly, really. It's really kind of dumb. I don't have any gyroscopes. Frustrating because it's just going to continue to do this. Oh, the editor does say it's lava? Well, that's nice. Maybe Nebra is what or not Nebra. Which, one of the moons, Hydos, has lava on it, I think. Please stop spinning. If I... Will that make you stop spinning? No. I need you to point down at the ground. Okay, so we need gyroscope. Let's go ahead and shoot away our field here and check our wheels. Dang it, nope. Okay, so the wheels fell off for no reason, which is great. I love that. Here's what we're gonna do. I don't know why the wheels glitch out and break like that. I'm going to save the location. We're gonna cheat a little bit. We're just gonna fix the wheels. Sergeaa descent. End flight. Undo flight. Undo an exit. Ah, that's so annoying. I have no idea what specifically is causing that bug. Let's save this craft first. Okay, I'm gonna save it before I start deleting things from it. So here's the probe. We're gonna do two things. We're gonna add gyroscopes because I realized I didn't add gyroscopes. The mission would have worked without them. It's just super annoying to not be able to control my attitude, and I was getting really tired of watching it spin around randomly. We're gonna add gyroscopes. If I can find a spot to stick them down. That does not need to be very big. All. Go. Zoom in on that. Okay. Make a bunch of them and tuck them into the frame like that. Like that. Okay. What's the planet's name? The planet that we were landing on, its name is Sergeaa. Sergeaa. Launch location, we're going to launch from Sergeaa Descent. We're just going to teleport right there. Yeah, I would guess that as well. Oh, shoot. And we're on the night side, aren't we? Okay, hold on. I'm going to crash. Because we're on the night side, we're going to time warp around. Alright, so I didn't think this through. Because I saved and exited, or didn't save and exit, undid and exited, all the planets went back to their original positions, which means the lava side of the planet is fully eclipsed. We're just going to let this hit the ground at full speed. And it might even survive hitting the ground at full speed because the atmosphere is so dense. It is really easy to land once you get there if you survive. In the meantime, anyone have any chats? Anything they want to talk about? If anyone gives me a super chat, I'll let you name the rocket whatever you want, even if it's a thing. Just throwing that out there. If you want to name it, do whatever you want to call it. Throw a super chat in. It's yours to name. You will be an owner of the rocket. Spades Gamer, you should make a craft that carries a big space plane that can hold multiple satellites. It's like a vertically launched space plane kind of deal, like a shuttle, but the shuttle's on top of the rocket. Explode the command ship. Oh, I could explode the couldn't I? Destroy everything. Did that do it? Okay. Yeah, that did it. Alright, now we can time warp. Alright, we're going to time warp around till lava lakes. Oh, that's too far. Okay. So the lava lakes are on the sun side of the planet. Okay. End flight, save and exit. Can you land on the lava? Yes. You can. It doesn't do any damage to you. It's just aesthetic. That's all it is. I'm not going to. I'm going to treat it as though it will kill me. Hey, there we go. Okay, we're falling now, but we're on the right side. And hey, look at that, guys. Look at that. I know it's happening to my wheels. I don't know why it's happening to my wheels, but they're just falling off randomly. That's such a fun thing. I love that. All right, well, I'm going to try fixing that in a minute. For now, what I want to do is deploy my parachute. I'm going to lock retrograde. Okay, there we go. So the gyroscopes are holding it steady while we fall. We're falling very, very slowly through the upper atmosphere here. Deploy the heat shield. Get it out of there. And we're going to now deploy the rover, which I'm going to take control of. Okay, so it's falling. And what I'm going to do is slider 1. We're going to deploy the wings. We're just in a flat spin right now. Can I get this under control is the question. Is my center of lift too far forward on this guy? It wasn't when I tested it, but it might be now. Now that the wheels are gone, I'm thinking this maybe have changed. Can you teach me keyboard gimbal controls? I don't know what that means. Okay, hold on. I'm getting control. I'm getting control of this. I'm getting control. Here we go. Isn't there going to be a campaign mode update? Yes, there is. Keep an eye out for that. There will be a campaign mode update. If you will bear with us. I'm not a developer of the game, but I do know that there will be a campaign mode update coming out shortly. Okay, so we're in a dive. Literally plummeting. Let's throttle up our engine here. Okay, every time I pitch up... Is this asymmetrical? I know this is asymmetrical. Is that what's doing it? Oh, you know what did it? I don't have any batteries on this. So, yeah, I don't have any batteries. Because the batteries were on the wheel, remember? Okay, so yeah, this is asymmetrical, and that's causing flight problems. There we go. Okay, so every time I pitch, it wants to roll, which is fine. But hey, we are in a controlled flight right now, guys. We're in a fully controlled flight over Sergeaa. The only problem is I can't land. But I can fly it. It's really hard, but I can, in fact, fly this. I just have to constantly roll. There we go. Yep. You have to really fight that. Okay. Let's pitch down again, and we're just going to go for the ground. Hold on. Okay. I'm struggling for a second. Hold on. Okay. Pitch down. Pitch down. There we go. Alright, so we are flying. This is such an aerodynamic plane. Yeah. I wonder if the fact that it's a brick has anything to do with its inability to be controlled. What's our atmospheric density right now? 5 kilograms per cubic meter. So this is... What prevents me from landing? The lack of landing gear prevents me from landing. I mean, I could try, but... Well, two things prevent me from landing. This thing is barely controllable. That's actually probably more preventing me from landing than the lack of landing gear. Because I could probably skid to a stop. The other thing that's preventing me from landing is the fact that I do not have landing gear. What's also interesting, I am pointing at the ground and accelerating, and I am... My engine is on full force, and I'm flying directly to the ground. And I'm slowing down because the atmosphere is so thick that drag is slowing me. What PC are you using to run this game? It's one I built. I don't have the specs in front of me, and if I did, I probably still wouldn't share them. It's a mid-range. I spent $700 on this build. So it is a mid-range gaming personal computer. If you get a laptop that was built within the past 2 years, it will run Simple Rockets 2, I guarantee. Simple Rockets 2 is not a processor-intensive game. You don't really need to know the specs to know that you can fly or you can play this. So one thing I'm thinking is I went with Rover wheels for this, and I'm thinking maybe what if instead of Rover wheels we used like landing gear, plain landing gear, because those can be tucked in and then deployed. Yeah, it could also run RSS. Think of it this way. If your mobile phone can play this game, which it usually can, like my mobile phone, which I have a $200 Moto G Power that can run Simple Rockets 2. So if your mobile phone can run it, any computer you have can run it. I have a super old laptop that's beat up and doesn't work really well, and it can run some. NSN Arcade, yes, I appreciate that, and you are correct if that were the issue, but that's not the issue. So this the plane is stable. What I mean it's unstable is there are two little devices I put on the front, and I wanted this to be asymmetrical, just because I like the look of a non-symmetrical like science bay up here. So we had a light in this rotator here. They are creating different amounts of drag. This one's creating 1.3 kilonewtons of drag. This one's creating 3.3 kilonewtons of drag. And what that is causing is, like, the craft is stable. If you notice, it's pointing in the right direction, and I'm able to, like, keep it flying in a single direction. The problem is not that it's unstable in that regard. The problem is because it's asymmetrical, every time I pitch up, the drag forces pull the nose, or pulls it into a roll maneuver. It induces a torque that I don't want. So here, I'll pitch up. I'm just going to pitch up. So it pitches, but then it immediately rolls over, and that's not what I want. So we're going to go ahead and end this flight. I'm going to do an exit. We're still going to launch from the Sergeaa descent. We flew the mission. The rocket can fly the mission. We could fly it again if we wanted to. Maybe we will at the end of the stream fly it from like start to finish. But I'm not here to prove that the rocket works. I'm here to play around with this rover design, which is what the issue is. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go to Tinker Panel. We're going to keep the mass, but I'm not including these in drag. Apparently that's an issue. And we're going to take the rover wheels off. And instead, what I'm going to do is we're going to do landing gear. Way smaller landing gear. That's maybe too actually. Let's do 270. Attach to the other side for reasons that I have not yet explained. We'll attach it to this side, and then what I'm gonna do. NSN Arcade, yeah, but my fix would be to also increase the stability, reducing the effect of the unstable drag. That's so. What you're suggesting will increase the stability of the axial direction of the craft. However, so imagine a pencil, right? And it's like, imagine a pencil and it's being held this way. When a craft is aerodynamically stable, as we like to talk about it, it is stable in two of the three axes. It's pitch axis, so if this is the front and this is the end, and you have all of your drag surfaces up here and all your mass up here, so it's stable. It's stable in the pitch and the yaw axis. It is not stable in the roll axis. And that's the problem that this rover is having. It's not stable in the roll axis. And if I increase the length of this pencil, it doesn't increase the radius here, so it doesn't make it any more or less stable in the roll axis. That's the problem we're having. So I appreciate the feedback, but that unfortunately will not work as you are stating here, just because of how this is laid out, unfortunately. What we're going to try to do instead is I should turn drag inclusion off on both those parts, and that's the only asymmetrical. Those are the only asymmetrical parts on this rover right now, and they're not included in the drag anymore. So theoretically, that should fix. So now what we're gonna do is these kind of look a little stupid. They look pretty stupid, these wheels, but they will work. Can I bring them in a little bit? Because that makes them. Can I rotate it? I might have to rotate them. I was hoping to do them just straight sideways, but we can rotate them. The side offset, slant angle, vertical offset. 5. Yes, and then let me check 75 and then 75. Okay, so that is correct. That is the right angle to have, and we will. Let's see. I do want these to turn. Give it a 30-degree turning angle and advanced wheel settings, motor torque. Give it We'll give it a little motor torque, but I'm going to go ahead and go back into these. Let's see. Landing gear. RPM limiter. I'm looking for a thing called RPM limiter. I don't actually know if it's in here. Never forget batteries on a Rover. Yes, I will put batteries back on this. I did have batteries on it before, but they're not in the same place anymore. Or they were removed with the wheels, I should say. Okay, so I can do an RPM limiter. That should be fine, though. Duplicate this. Down. And like... Okay, so those are the wheels. That's one way. Let me know what you guys think about this. So this is one configuration for the wheels that we could have. And it's fine, I guess. The other idea I had for the wheels is to do a single nose gear. Get this up, there we go. Size all the way down. Gear length. So this would be the other idea. Oh, and this doesn't, hold on, these will have to be different. Gear length. 120. Does that clear it? Let's do 130. Gear length, 130. Looks like a dude doing a push-up. Kind of. It's very squat, very like wide based. What do you guys think? Should I do a single nose gear like this? That is too big, too quick. Okay. Single nose gear like this, and we can do double wheels on this one. I don't need to think of this at all. Double wheels. What do you guys think? Two side wheels out like that, or double wheel? I'm looking for input. Whatever you guys think I should. We could do no bay too. That would, and then straddled. So no bay and straddled. No bay double. And make that gear length. Turn the gear length back down. All right. I'm gonna go with. You think the one? Jacob says the one would be better. Let's try the one. Kind of like a single nose gear like that. I don't know. Maybe. The other option is we put 4 on the bottom like that, but you saw says since it's a Rover, I prefer the 4-wheel configuration. Yeah, let's try the 4-wheel. My fear is that the single wheel is not going to be stable enough. If that makes sense. It's not going to be stable enough to, like balance, especially if we're moving over rough terrain. Let's try that. Then I guess the landing gear need to be not automatic. The activation groups, landing gear up. Start extended, nope. Now here's another thing we can do. Is they're kind of tucked in almost a little too close right now. What if we brought them out just so that they're totally exposed? I kind of like how that looks, where they're folded up on the sides. Don't forget to add turning angle front wheels. I don't think I forgot. I think it's on there. Yeah, turning angle 30 degrees. Oh, turn that off. And let's actually make that a little lower. 20 for now. And oh, we need an input. Right? No, we did. It's got, yeah, the motors have torque, so that should work just fine. Okay, while we're here, does anyone want to give me any input? What should I add? We need batteries. I'll add batteries to the side of this. Quick. Small. Not that small. This will be a battery. Battery. Oops, not what I wanted to do. Undo. Is there a way to make working RTGs without mods? Yes, it's actually pretty easy. You just take a beacon light like this. Here, make a copy, show you real quick. It's very simple. So you take any part that consumes electricity, you edit the XML properties of that part. Power consumption scale, negative power consumption scale, and let's do like negative. So whenever that part is on, it now generates. How do you get XML? Well, if you are on PC, then there are two ways to do it. You can go into the source file of the game, find the specific file of a craft, and you can edit the XML file directly. It's a text document. You just go in there and you edit whatever properties you want. Failing that, what you can do is go download the overload mod, which allows you to hit this edit XML button, and then it literally just lets you see all the XML properties. And I prefer that. It's a lot easier to use. A lot easier than editing an XML document. So if you're looking to start getting into editing XML, I would start there, because the overload mod has a lot more that you can edit too, because in the text document, a lot of the properties are hidden where you can't edit them, and you have to know the name of the property you're trying to edit, and it's a little bit more complicated. So, all right, we've got batteries on the rover. That looks good. We've got landing gear on the rover that hopefully won't break. Let's reattach everything to our pod here. Check my staging. Parachute, interstage, engine. Okay, is set up and ready to go. Let's launch it. XML, yeah, XML is a file. Overload is a mod that lets you edit the file in-game. So that's the difference. All right, let's let this guy fall for a bit. And we'll set our heading to retrograde so it's falling straight at least. We don't have to watch it wobble forever. Can you do it on mobile? There is a way to do it on mobile. I don't know how to do it on mobile. MeowX says using A code app in mobile. I don't know if that's true or not. I've never tried it. I know it's possible. I just don't know how. Yeah, investigate it further. Find out, and in the next live stream, why don't you post in the comments what you found out about it. Okay, parachute is deployed. We are now descending slowly over Sergeaa. Heat shield has been released. And our probe is away. Wings are deploying now. We're going to go ahead and get control of this thing. Okay, we are in our descent. Throttle up. Going to go ahead and light our engine. Okay. Engine is lit and running, but we're going to throttle it down. Let's go ahead and check that our landing gear work. They do. And we're still getting a little axial torque when I pitch up, but it's not as bad. It's bearable now. All right, so we are still descending towards the ground here. Rare footage of a parachute being deployed in space. Actually, that parachute was deployed in a pretty dense atmosphere. It was not even close to space. That's the crazy thing. We were 60,000 meters into the atmosphere of this planet. We're gonna go ahead and enter kind of a not a steep, but a slanted angle of approach here. How is the autopilot going to be able to handle it? Oh, the autopilot kind of handles it. Nice. Okay, so if the autopilot can handle it, well, great, but turn up derivative maybe? Turn down derivative? That's too low. Maybe just a little bit. Increase the integral. Okay, no, it is actually having trouble fighting it now. Okay, so the autopilot isn't the best. It needs a little help. But it's not too bad. Like, it's... Yeah, we're managing the descent just fine. Well, maybe not that fine. Yeah, Sergeaa's atmosphere is extremely, extremely, extremely dense. The temperature is also increasing. We're at 400 degrees Celsius. That's the other thing I meant by dangerous. This place is not a friendly place for people. We are still a good ways over the ground here, and the atmospheric density and temperature is already to the point that it would kill you. It'd be like being squeezed to death in hot water, like boiling water, basically. Yeah, the other thing, Nova, you're right. The plane autopilot in this game needs to learn to yaw, and when to bank, because all it does is just bank even the tiniest of path deviation. You're correct. It does need to learn the difference between yawing and rolling. Yawing in Super Rockets 2 is just not that good, though. I don't know. The yaw axis, for some reason, just feels weird in Super Rockets 2. This plane is not an example, not a good example of aerodynamics, so I'm not going to try and prove my point with this plane. But in other planes, like, your yaw really does, like, pretty gradually, but like gradually and smoothly, but definitively changes your heading. And yaw in Super Rockets 2, instead of like pitching around like this, it goes like, and then slowly, if you keep doing it, it will eventually start to rotate around, but it's not good. It's bad. Venus's atmosphere is 3 times denser than that of Sergeaa. That doesn't surprise me. Okay, we are still on the descent. This is taking a long time. This is taking a long time. We're cruising. We've got plenty of battery though. Got plenty of battery. Got a big solar panel. It's generating electricity. Like a kilowatt of electricity. That's not too bad. The sun is really intense out here. Surface temperature. How's my temperatures doing? 404. 400 degrees on the wings. That's great. 424 degrees Celsius. We're falling slowly. We are falling very slowly, but we're getting there. We are 4,500 meters up and descending, and I'm trying to think, where is... Lava's that way. All right. We're close enough to the ground now. It's time to start thinking about landing here. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to pitch up. And the atmosphere, 13 kilograms per cubic meter, is super dense. We're going to go ahead and start looking for a landing place. And this ground's pretty smooth, so I think we'll be able to land just about anywhere. Will the stream stay on the channel after you complete it? Yes, it is in. I have a playlist of all my live streams, and you can rewatch any of the live streams afterwards. That is by design. Okay, we're going a little too slow now. It's hard to control this at low airspeed. Okay. All right, so we're in a semi-stable configuration now. Trying to get a little bit higher. We've almost landed. We've almost landed. Okay. Rolling. Push my nose. Okay, my nose is up now. Oh, and we're on the ground. Brakes. Throttle up the engine for brakes. And we hit something. What the heck? Cool. We hit something. Don't know if I should touch it. Spades Gamer. Okay, I'm spelunking. I found a line of code labeled mods. Mod support enabled equals true. Ignore version mismatch. False. Don't know if I should touch it, but I'm very tempted to. Do it. It's not going to work, but I think you should do it anyway. I'm assuming this is for mobile. Yeah, it got knocked down. Okay, so we need to go back to the drawing board with this design. We really need to figure out why it's so unstable. Like, so unstable. Let's pull the rover out. That's something. Pull the rover out. I'm just gonna pull the rover off the thing entirely. Take a look. Grab the command chip. Where is it? It is. Set primary. Okay. Do these weigh different amounts of weight? They do. Okay. I didn't want to do this. This is totally an aesthetic thing, though, so I call it decoration and make it not a thing anymore. And this guy is on activation 2. That's fine. We'll leave that on activation group 2. When in doubt, gyroscope. I think that's the move. I agree with you. Let's add some gyroscopes because we're going to need some gyroscopes on this anyway. Really, we're going to need some on this. Down. Part resize off. They're connected to the batteries, but I'm going to go ahead and just make them bigger. Not that big. That's a little too. That big's. Whoops, grab the wings. Didn't want to do that. Yep. Nope, don't want to do that. Yeah, it's 3 power. 7. That's there, and then let's tuck this guy. Shoot. Grab the solar panel that time. Tuck that guy in. Let me take a look at my center of mass, center of lift. Okay, so center of mass is in front of center of lift. We could. Let's try. I know I said this wouldn't help the roll, but let's go ahead and drop these back just a smidge. I don't think it's going to help all the way, but it might help a little bit. Also, I want to tuck these in. Not quite. Oh, shoot. Yeah, and I broke symmetry on this. I'm going to do. Yes. Okay. And tuck that in just a little bit more. Okay. I like how that is laid out a little bit better. The weight difference shouldn't be making too much of an effect anymore. What other science instruments should we add? We could do a little MFD, like a little science display. Should we do a little MFD coding, guys? What do you think? Program a very simple program here. Let's do a 50 by 30. Move the backwards forward a little bit. That's true. That's true. They are a little back from the center of mass. We do want to shift them forward. How does our center of mass change when our fuel changes? It moves backward. But not enough. That should be fine. This whole thing weighs 842 meters. A barometer. Yeah, we could do like a pitot tube. Pitot tube would be good. Let's add a pitot tube. What we're going to do. I realize I'm saying pitot, but it sounds like pedo. I'm not saying pedo. E. To be clear. I'm saying pitot, which is a type of air dynamic pressure measuring device. Dynamic pressure measuring device, yeah. This thing on. Actually, hold on. Let's do this a little different. I'm going to add another fuel tank. There. Scale it down. Go to the part resize. We're going to make it real small. Flip flip it into the rocket, or not the rocket, but the rover. That. Decrease the scale here so I can get some finer adjustments. There we go. Now I'm going to add a strut to the end of this fuel tank. Shrink that down. We'll do 03. 03.3. And front now. 0.03 and 0.03 meters. So these are very small. Make it circular. Actually, we're going to do 1, which is tiny. We're going to do a 1. So we've got this little needle-like structure coming out the front here. Undo. I just want to translate you into the craft. Out there. We're going to go turn that off. Mass scale, drag scale, include and drag. We're going to call this decoration. These will be our pitot tubes, our dynamic pressure measuring devices for the rover. I'm going to do the same for this guy. Turn all of these off so it does not affect aerodynamics at all. Like that. Okay, let's take a look at our MFD. We want to make a little program. We're going to do a custom MFD program. So what are we going to do? First thing we want is a while true loop. That is the basis of any MFD that's just outputting information, is we need a while true loop. Now we need to create some sprites, right? I'm going to create a label widget and name it city. Set widget position to 0, 0. And then actually, hold on. Creating these should be outside the while loop. Yes. Yes. And then let's see, we want to set label name atmospheric density text 2, and then we'll go over here and we'll get performance atmosphere air density. But we're going to do friendly. There we go. Okay. Save to craft. So that should just display atmospheric density. While true loop, yes. It is an incredibly useful tool, but you got to be careful with it. I'm safe to use it in this case because we're just doing one thing. Please let me look at you. I just want to look at you. Hello? There we go. All right, so this MFD now, all it's doing is displaying atmospheric density. How nice of it. That's a very simple program. Okay, we're gonna add a couple other lines. What else? Quick, someone in the chat, tell me what else I should add to that MFD program. We've got atmospheric density. What other things do we need to know? I'm gonna edit the program. And let's do 0 and 20. Label atmospheric density. We could do temperature. That's a good thing to know. That we'll do that one at 0. Yep, temperature already on it, Jacob Daniels. Already there. And then we will set temperature to atmosphere temperature. There we go. Probably a seismometer. Gravity. Gravity is a good one. Seismometer I don't think makes sense in this context, but I like the idea. T addition to 0, -20. Oh, 0, -20. No. Oh, hold on. We don't need to. These are extra lines of code. What am I? I'm silly. I'm being silly. Wait, no, I'm not. I was right. Hold on. Sorry, guys. I'm getting myself confused here because I have these in the wrong order. There we go. 0, 20, 0, 0, 0, negative 20. Okay. Label gravity to... And actually, let's... acceleration, we could do that. Do a velocity term. That could be good. So let's do gravity. We're gonna need to do some math. So we're gonna get, first we need to get vector length, because it outputs the velocity acceleration of gravity there as a why am I struggling to think? As a vector. So it's a three-dimensional number. We don't want a three-dimensional number. We just want the magnitude of that vector. Acceleration, density, temperature, and acceleration. Okay, save and exit to craft. Load it on the craft. Oh, altitude. Yeah, we could do altitude. Okay, let's just make sure that the formatting worked here. Perfect. Okay. I think we can squeeze one more on there. It looks like a mosquito with a rod in front. Kind of, yeah. It's. I wanted something that's kind of jutting out in the front. I don't think this actually goes out far enough. We're gonna make this a little longer. Kind of like that. I like how that kind of juts out. Nah, maybe not that long. Like that. So we've got like a little sensor poking out the front. Let's go back to our MFD. We're going to edit this one more time. Instead of 0 and 20, we're going to do 0 and 30? Yeah, 0 and 30, 0 and 15. This will be negative. No, wait, 0. I want them spaced out evenly, but they also have to. I did 40, 30, 0. No. I'm thinking. Wait, no, 30, 10. Yeah, 30, 10, negative 10. And then we wanted one more widget here, which we're going to do AGL. Nope, not ASL, AGL. AGL, and this will be negative 30. Okay, so there should be 20 pixels between each center of the text. And then we need to create another one. We'll label this one AGL. Text friendly altitude. Yeah, distance. And then we'll go over here. We need the crafts altitude AGL. All right, save it. Craft. I think that's it as far as editing that MFD goes. I like that program. It's very simple. Doesn't need to be complicated. I'm not trying to make it complicated. That's fine. Go ahead and select this pod again. Set it as the primary. Excellent. Excelente. Nope. 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 Grab the... Nope. There we go. All right. Put the heat shield back on. Good. Everything is good. Let's make sure. Parachute. Big stage, little stage, jet engine. Checks out. Launch. We're good to go. Hey, Pedro. Welcome to the live stream. How long are you going to be on here? I'm going to finish eating and record the one thing for you. May still be streaming when I have it ready. Probably another 20 minutes. Not long. Once you have that thing ready for me, the thing that we talked about before, I'll go ahead and put that video together today. So, yeah, 20 minutes. If I'm still streaming, go ahead and send it in the place. Send the thing to the place, and I will grab it and do the thing that we agreed I would do with the thing. So, hey, Patch, what is 3090? What are you talking about, 3090? Like a graphics card of 3090? Are you spouting random numbers in my live stream for no reason? All right, we're back on the descent, and I just realized these wings clip through that. And this needle definitely clips through that, but that's fine. Because they don't collide. Let's go ahead and deploy our parachute. Parachute's deployed. Heat shield is deployed. We're going to slow time down. Our rover is deployed. Wings are folding out. And we are entering a stable flight configuration. We barely missed the heat shield. We probably should have waited a little bit longer for that to get out of the way. And we're still rolling a little bit. But not as much. I think, yeah. Editing the mass definitely helped. Okay. We are descending. We've got our little MFD. It's outputting scientific data for us. Look at that. Upside down. Okay, now it's right side up. Look at all that data. Look at all that juicy, juicy scientific data. We got... We're hot. It is hot, guys. It is hot down here. Okay, so we are on our way to the surface in our little space deployed plane here. And I'm just going to fast forward here because this is going to take a minute. Okay, engine is ready for activation. Spades, have a good one. It was nice to see you here at the stream. Oh, look at that. We're doing a barrel roll. How nice. Okay. Pull up the nav ball, I guess, if we really wanted to get accurate with it. Okay, so we are falling pretty much 90 degrees to the ground. I'm just going to let that run. Just going to let that run for a bit. Rover about to get some blood samples of Sergeaa. That's pretty funny. It does look a little like a mosquito. We could call this the mosquito. The mosquito wouldn't be a half bad name for this rover. It really wouldn't. Kind of like that, actually. I'm about to get a blood sample here. Alright, let's slow time down so I can actually control this thing and... Up, pitch up, pitch up, up, pitch up. Alright, cool. We are... Man. It's not a real plane, that's for sure. It's probably the low airspeed. Alright, let's light the engine. Yeah. It's, that's disorienting to say the least. It's a little bit better when we go to planet. There. Now it's tolerable. Let's fly in a direction. Do we want to fly towards the lava lakes? I don't know if we've got enough fuel to get to the lava lakes. Yeah, let's see if there's anything interesting. We could fly towards those mountains over there. There's a, you know, that crack in the ground over there kind of looks interesting right there. I kind of want to fly towards that. Let's point our nose. Oh god, this is so unwieldy. The gyroscopes are helping, but this is rough to fly. Okay. We're making our way over to that crack in the ground. Does the light work? Yeah, the light works. That's great. Okay, we are falling too fast now. Okay, once I'm pointing in a direction, if I lock it, it does fly-ish. I mean, the control surfaces are like tweaking. That's fine. Control surfaces do that sometime. Autopilot. Look at my wing vectors. Yeah, look at the wing vectors on the back. You're just going back and forth. That's not helpful probably. If I turn down proportional, if I turn up, change anything. Turn down derivative maybe. Okay. So here's the volcano. It really does look like it's a volcano that I'm flying towards. Let's go ahead and start our descent towards it. Turn off flight assist here. Throttle down. Deploy. Oh, I don't want to continue looking. Okay, we are 200 meters up from the ground and coming in for landing here. Gonna turn. Pitch up, pitch up, pitch up, pitch up. Wheels hit the ground. Alright, we're just going to coast. Light my brakes up. And we're down. Our rover is down. Let's go ahead and fold the wings in the upright position. Here's what's interesting. I'm hearing that re-entry sound effect. I think you guys are hearing it too. Listen closely. There's the re-entry sound effect. I'm just rolling along the ground though. It's a little strange. But our rover works. I can throttle up. It rolls at about 5 meters per second, which is fast for a space rover. But hey, we're on the ground, and we're gonna go explore this volcano. Oh, what's our gravity? We do have experiments here. So, surface gravity readings. Let's take a look. We have a whopping 14.272 kilograms per cubic meter air density. Air temperature is 426.8 degrees Celsius. That's enough to burn wood. That will burn wood. I think that's the flash point of wood. Hold on. Flash point of wood. Yes, that is over the flash point of wood. 8 meters per second square. So the surface gravity is actually comparable, a little less than, but comparable to oh, it's reaching terminal velocity. That's why. It's because it's hot, and that's the sound. Interesting. So we're at terminal velocity at 5 meters per second, then? That's funky. I just realized we're probably burning a ton of fuel. Or a ton of electricity with that. How much electricity are we getting? Not a ton. I guess our solar panel is not pointing towards the sun in any meaningful way. I'm going to throttle up my engine here to help me get over this hill. Just to get me up there. If you want the largest volcano on the planet, go to the South Pole. Ooh. Ooh. How about... Alright, this mission was a success. The rocket works, the rover works now. Everything works about this. It was fun to do. Question for everyone, though. Are you alright with me cheating and just teleporting to the South Pole real quick to check out that that volcano? We'll go ahead and scale this volcano. We're getting up there. And then just use the little dev console teleport command. Get down to the South Pole real quick. Yes, I'm seeing 2 yeses. Drive off the cliff, deploy the wings, crash into the ground. I'll do the first 2 of those things, Nova. I'm not going to do the crash into the ground part. The rocket works. The rocket does work. The launch vehicle worked great, to be clear. There were many bugs to work out with this part of the rocket, though. We're almost up there. To the summit of this volcano, I guess. Oh no, keep going in the right direction, please. You gotta drive 1,200 kilometers to the South Pole. Probably longer than that. Can we see it? Oh no, we can't see it from space. Alright, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna brake. What a nice little spot we've discovered here. Alright, everyone's cool with what I'm about to do then. This would look so much better with rocks. It really would. I would really like to see that view. TP. Sergeaa. First one is longitude, second one is latitude. Right? I think so. I think I did that right. We're about to find out. Okay, so we're in the air. So here's an area with some volcanoes. Oh, and it relaunched our craft too. Interesting. let's real quick, because I cannot see. Let's turn up the ambient light. We can see what we're doing here. So where is this volcano? Pretty sure I did it wrong. Where am I? Yep, I did it wrong. I am exactly on the night side of the planet. Okay. And we're going to do TP Sergeaa. That was right. Is it negative 90? 0. Yeah, negative 90. Okay. I had them in the wrong space. We'll do that. And we'll do, it takes so long to fly. We'll do 10,000. Teleport again. Real quick. Teleportation is a little tricky, guys. You gotta know what you're doing here. Oh, hey, look at that! Holy cow! Okay, so we're a ways away from this. We're like way far up. TP up 120. Well, I teleported myself up 120,000. That's a volcano. Oh my goodness, look at that. Oh, okay. I know this is cheating. Okay, here we go. Exact coordinates, courtesy of High Patch. Thank you, High Patch. Yeah, it is negative 86. We'll do 86.7. Hello, plane. There's an Air Force base not far from where I live, and they fly super low to the ground. Okay, let's do 20,000. This is the Olympus Mons of Sergeaa. It's the Olympus Mons of everything. This is a huge. Uh-oh. Hold on, it didn't like that. Oh, did I? Whoops, I might have. That might not have been high enough. I'm realizing now that might not have been high enough. Oops. Okay, let's try that again. TP Sergeaa negative 86.7 and 139.09 and 60. Did I? Oh shoot, I did. Okay, I see what I'm doing wrong here. That's why I failed. Wrong name of the planet. 2 A's, not 2 E's. Try this one more time. This time less stupid. 2 A's, there we go. Negative 86.67 and 139.48 and 60. Now it should work. I'm doing it wrong again. Blame Foxtrot. That worked. Yeah, sorry, Pedro. There's a little latency. I didn't see that text until you had already sent it. All right. I blame Foxtrot. Here we go. We're way up here. Here's a question. Lifting body time. Can I get my lateral velocity? Take a look. Lateral velocity is increasing. All right, so I think if I angle like this, yeah, we're falling with style, guys. Nope. Calm down. Okay, lateral velocity of 25 meters per second. So you can see our arrow is pointing towards the volcano, and I'm trying to fly towards the volcano, fall towards the volcano. Okay, we're gonna go ahead, deploy the chute, lock. Don't want to look at that anymore. Go away. There we go. Deploy that. Give it a second to get clear because I deployed it too soon last time. Goodbye, heat shield. 3, deploy, and we're going a little too fast here, but let's go ahead, fold the wings out. Uh-oh. That's not a good thing. Uh-oh. Hold on. Alright. We got some time to maneuver here. Let's see if we can do... This may be an irrecoverable flight profile here. Is there anything I can do? Let's light the engine and see if I can burn out of it. Might have been a little bit too much torque on... Oh, come on, come on, come on. That almost did it. That almost did it. Nope, that didn't do it. Okay, we're slowing down. Nope. Hey! Stable again. Stock SR2 doesn't have an Olympus Mons. There is a fairly large mountain on Sergeaa. I know it's not as big as Olympus Mons, but there is one that is pretty big. That is kind of a shame there isn't a Olympus Mons. The height speed indicator is hidden. Hold the wings. It shouldn't be. What? What do you mean it's hidden? Can you not see it? Oh. How strange. Hold on. 1 second. Sure. It's being clipped, isn't it? There we go. Okay. It's still a little obscured, but you guys can see it now. We're falling at 209 meters per second towards the volcano. I'm going to kill my engines because I'm going to conserve fuel. We're just going to fly, glide, fall towards this guy. But that mountain or on Sergeaa is called Big Chungus, not Olympus Mons. There we go. Is it really called Big Chungus? Like, can you verify that that's the actual name of that mountain is Big Chungus? Man, alright, we're gonna do... I might do just a whole video exploring the biggest volcano in Super Rockets 2, because this thing is big. We're coming down now. I'm gonna go ahead, level off, and we're gonna make a pass around here. Also, holy cow, that is a beautiful horizon. The out of lore name is, yes. Pedro has confirmed that there is a mountain on Sergeaa called Big Chungus. But here's my thought, right? If there is an actual mountain called Big Chungus, then this mountain can't be called Big. So we have to... Is there... Pedro, is there a name for this mountain, or can we name it now today? This massive volcano. Which, this isn't... Like, technically speaking, this isn't even how volcanoes form, really. Hold on. Well, did I just see something down there? Is there something down there? The purple horizon glow. It is very pretty. That is quite the aesthetic there. Alright, we're going to dive into this volcano. We're going to see what secrets it's hiding. Oh, hold on. Before I do that, I want to confirm, because we have not actually tried to fly this thing vertically. Can this thing maintain vertical flight? Okay, it can. We can fly it. Everyone's comparing it to Olympus, but it's based on Mat Mons. Is Big Chungus based on Mat Mons, or are you saying this volcano is based on Mat Mons? Okay, we're going to fly into the throat of this thing. All the way down. Turn our searchlight on, because it's going to get dark down there. I don't know. Actually, it would be interesting. Does it get darker as we fly down here? Let's turn... I turned ambient light all the way up. Let's turn it back down. It does. It's dark down here. Okay, this volcano is based on Mat Mons, a volcano in Venus. So it is based somewhat in reality. Straight to hell we go. Yes, we are we are descending into the abyss. Oh, hold on. Camera didn't like it when I did that. We're getting pretty close to ground level, too. Or to sea level. What are our instruments telling us now? 425.9 degrees. It is toasty down here. Okay. We're coming in. Man, this takes a long time to fall on this planet. Map mods is pretty much flat though. Well, yeah, but flat is what things usually are, but flat is boring. Big spiky is cool. I like the big spiky. All right, so we've gotten down here. Problem is, can we get out of here? Problem. Gotta throttle up a little bit because we are going too slow to fly in here. So I'm gonna roll this way. Is anyone else seeing that like little white sliver over there? Am I at least accelerating? Yes, we're accelerating. We don't have enough jet fuel to get out of here, though. There's no way we're going to be able to get out of here. Like, I can lock. We're losing speed too quickly. Yeah, we're stuck. The images you find them online, yeah, they're always exaggerated. We could try to climb out of here, but I think there's just no coming out of this thing. Once you're in here, you're in here. Yeah, okay, so I'm not just freaking out. There is, or at least there was. It might have just been a visual glitch with the game, but it definitely looked like there was something over there. Okay, so we're flying as best we can here, guys. Trying to climb our way out of this thing. Let's look at ASL as opposed to AGL, because that's going to tell us how high over the lava we are. Okay, turn back around. We're climbing again. Okay. We've basically reached the other wall, so I'm going to roll. We're going to turn around. We're going to fly a zigzag pattern for a while here, because I can't fly straight out of this. It's just the walls are literally too steep to fly out of this thing directly. We gotta we're gonna tack back and forth here. Ah, camera glitch. Hello. Like that. Thank you so much. We are climbing though. We are escaping slowly. We might be able to get out. If I can get out of this volcano, all right, that'll be the end of the stream. Is me getting out of this volcano. If it works, then that'll be pretty sweet. I don't know if it'll work though. We're gonna be close. We still have most of our fuel, which is good. Good sign. 7,000. We're at 7,000 meters now. Camera glitched again. I love it. I love it when my camera glitches like that. Much. Okay. Rotate around. Now we're pointing in that direction. And throttle up again. 8,000 meters. Oh, we're climbing. We're climbing. Slowly but surely. We're at 9,000. Around again. There it is. Okay. Does anyone else see that little white sliver right there? Just in front of where I'm pointing. I'm going to try and fly towards it, see if we can investigate it. And we're totally going to get out of the volcano. Come on, mosquito. We're totally going to get out of here. What is that? It's gone. Okay, that's definitely a terrain glitch. Yeah, that's a terrain glitch. There's nothing over there. Yeah, I recognize it now. It had like a green-red color all of a sudden, which is textbook terrain glitch. So we've at least identified that mystery. We are almost out of the volcano here. Way down into the darkness. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me that the terrain's freaking out. To poll on what people want to see in the next stream. Yeah, that'd be a good. I thought about doing that today, but decided I wanted to do this, and it'd be simpler to just pick something and do it. Next weekend. Next weekend, I don't think I'm streaming. I might do like a midweek stream, but next weekend I'm not going to stream. Hey, there's the sun. There's the sun. Look at that. We're back. We are out of the abyss. We are now in open air. That is quite the climb to get out of there. All right, we need to find a landing zone. Can we land on the volcano? Is there any lip or spot on this thing that is stable enough, flat enough we can land on? Pedro thinks he knows what the next stream is going to be about. It depends, Pedro, on your timeline. If it's what I think you're hinting at, then yes, it'll be about that thing. If not, if the timing doesn't work out quite that nicely, then the next stream will probably be either a craft review, like reviewing user-submitted crafts, because those are always popular, and I always have a really fun time playing around with your guys' builds. So we might do another craft review, or we'll do maybe like a more structured build or something. Like we did the build of the Soviet R7 clone. We could do another one of those style of builds where I like set out to build a specific vehicle and launch it. We did Blue Origins, New Glenn, which was fun. I don't like Blue Origin, but the New Glenn is a cool rocket. It is a cool rocket. Yeah, craft review. If I put it to a vote, it's gonna be craft review for sure. People like the craft review a lot. All right, now we've got to find a landing zone. Got to find a landing zone. There is something about. Hold on. All right, everyone, get your phones out now. Get your screen snips ready now, because that is as good of a screenshot as I'm gonna get in this game. Got a screen grab of that. That was worth it. That'll be the thumbnail. Let's find a landing zone. Okay, we're gonna pitch down a little bit here. I'm just gonna hold it in that direction. Why are you being like that, Mr. Plane? Jacob, you like the build streams better? Yeah, the build streams are fun. I like doing the build streams as well. I mean, I would like to do both. Both would be fun. Underwater exploration. Underwater exploration could be cool. I don't know how to build submarines, which is ironic because I'm a submariner. Like, in real life, that's my job. But I have no idea how to build submarines and simple rockets too. I know how to operate them in the real world. Once you're landed, time warp and check the sun. Check the sun. Okay, I will. But first we gotta get down to the ground. This volcano, unsurprisingly, is not providing me with a lot of landing opportunities. I think I see a flat stretch we can go for over here, though. Yeah, I'm gonna try and put her down. If you can see, is my mouse visible in the stream? Right where I'm pointing there. I'm flying towards it. You'll see it in a second. There looks to be a flat enough piece of ground for me to land on. I'm gonna go ahead, deploy our landing gear. How about campaign mode? Well, here's the thing, right? Is the self-guided campaign mode that I've been doing, as fun as it's been, now that we're close to the real campaign mode coming out, I don't know if I want to continue that. When actual campaign mode comes out, when the update releases and campaign mode is out for real, then I will do either a live stream or I will do like a video series on campaign mode, hands down. Like, And that's like, that should come as no surprise to anybody here that that's what. So I don't know, like, it was a fun project to build my own campaign mode, and I really enjoyed doing that for a while, but it it might be time to lay that to rest. We'll see. We'll see what the devs have in store, because that's what's going to determine that. If they say, hey, campaign mode's going to be like December, then yeah, we could do a couple more of the campaign mode live streams that I've been doing. But that's what it's going to be dependent on. All right, we're coming in for the landing here. This ground is not super even, so we're going to take it as gently as possible. 33 meters per second. Almost touchdown. Touchdown. We are on the ground. What is this planet? This is what Sergeaa looks like if you actually land on it. It is a wild place. Most people don't know what it looks like, because most people don't ever land on it. Are my brakes not strong enough? Uh-oh. Are my brakes not strong enough? Is this ground too slanted? There we go. Okay, hold on. Yes, okay, we're at a full and complete stop. So, Pedro said I should time warp and watch the sun. So I'm going to watch the sun. Oh, yeah, we're at the South Pole, aren't we? So the sun doesn't behave like a normal sun when you're on the pole of a planet. Yeah. Day and night are funny. Welcome to the South Pole, everyone. Woo! Yeah. Here, let's zoom way out. Let's zoom way out so we can get a better look. Alright. There's the sun. And since we're on the South Pole, it never sets. It just is constant twilight. Look at that. How fun. Let's take a look at the rest of this mountain, right? So we landed on it. I think we approached kind of coming in from this side over here, but let's take a look at the rest of this. We've got, let's first make the sky stop freaking out. I mean, that is a significant bump. Look at that. So you can't see it in the map, right? In the map, the ground, or like, yeah, in the map, the atmosphere blocks all that detail out. But without the map, you can absolutely see all the detail. Look at all that. Huge lava lakes, which are super low resolution because I'm nowhere near them. That makes sense. Focus back on the craft here. Wow. Yeah, that's an interesting place to land a rover right there. All right, guys. Well, the rover has been landed on the slopes of Mount Matt. We still haven't named this mountain, have we? We need to come up with a name for the mountain. Someone propose a name, because we've got to name this thing here. It's a volcano. What are some good volcano names that aren't already volcano? Sound like they should be volcano names, if you catch my drift. Definitely not Among Us. Yeah, we're not going to call it that. That's for sure. I don't know. Large Chingus. Big Chungus and Large Chingus. Mount Delph. No, I'm not naming it after myself. Bill. No. just Bill. Mount Bill. Not even Mount Bill. This is just Bill. No, not Delta. Not me. Don't use my using. I don't know, guys. All right. You know what? We're going to put up a poll. I'm going to put up a poll. I'm going to come up with some names. We'll put up a poll. And then whatever you guys decide, we'll name it that. And then that will be canon. because the fun thing about naming things is all you have to do is say, yeah, that's what it's called, and then people are just forced to agree with you if you name it first. Let's go ahead and fold up our wings, enter our power saving mode. Are we collecting any light now? Hold on. Okay, yeah, we're collecting light. We can... Oh, no, we're not calling it that. I don't know what that is. Huge mungus. That's nice. All right, guys. Thanks so much for tuning into the live stream today. I had a blast. This was actually a really fun mission. The challenges were interesting, the conversations were amusing, and the sights were impressive. And so I hope you guys enjoyed the live stream as much as I did. I will see you in the next video, which I will probably start working on as soon as this is over. So you guys have a great rest of your day, great weekend, and I will see you in the future. Goodbye, take care, and keep building.